welcome back to my new podcast called Everyday Living Recipes with Love. Today, on episode 3, we are going to discuss fudge recipes, 2 different flavors, and Grandma always makes them best. Now, I remember the peanut butter fudge recipe very well. She made that for every holiday, and I loved it. Now, the butterscotch one she did make, but not as often. They both were super good. And my mom also made a really good chocolate fudge. I'll have to get that recipe sometime. But for now, I'm just going to share these 2 different flavors. And then you can share your favorite fudge recipes at my email address for the podcast, which I will say at the end of every episode for you to email in your recipes and share your favorite flavors of fudge. So, this is episode 3. I cannot believe that I've put out 2 episodes already. I can't believe it. It is so exciting to get this podcast going. Now, there's 2 different flavors, like I said before, and we're going to start with the butterscotch fudge. So, here is the first part of the recipe. Now, first, before I read the directions, I'm going to read the ingredient list and what you need for measurements on the specific ingredient. And then I will read the instructions. I will kind of go over it about 2 or 3 times to make sure everybody gets it written down or whatever they're doing. Or if they're trying to make it while I'm on the air. Okay, so there is butterscotch fudge, and the first thing is 1 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk, 1 11-ounce package of butterscotch chips, a half 11-ounce package of white chocolate chips, 1 teaspoon butter-flavored extract, 1 teaspoon of rum-flavored extract. Ooh, how exciting. Rum-flavored extract. I didn't even know something like that existed. So, these are the instructions. In a medium saucepan over medium heat, combine condensed milk, butterscotch chips, and white chocolate chips. Stir constantly until melted and smooth. Remove from heat, stir in butter and rum flavorings. Pour into a 9 by 13-inch dish. Cover and refrigerate until firm. 30 minutes. Cut and serve. Now it says it makes 24 servings. Great for holidays and sharing at family events. So that sounds super good. And I remember this recipe. It was so good. So if you didn't get that written down, I'll repeat it another time for you. 1 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk, 1 11-ounce package of butterscotch chips, a half 11-ounce package of white chocolate chips, 1 teaspoon butter-flavored extract, and 1 teaspoon of rum-flavored extract. And you just melt it in a medium saucepan over medium heat. Combine condensed milk, butterscotch chips, and white chocolate chips, and you just stir that until it's melted and smooth. You remove heat, you stir in butter and rum flavorings, pour into your 9 by 13-inch dish. Cover and refrigerate until firm. 30 minutes is exactly the time it should be firm. And then you cut and serve. It is so yummy. So that's the butterscotch fudge. Who likes the butterscotch flavor? I do in some kind of candies, but I'm really not a butterscotch fan in most things. But there is some candies that it's really good in, and it's just a great recipe. Okay, the one that most people are waiting on, peanut butter fudge. This one was so yummy. So let's get started with that recipe. Peanut butter fudge. 2 cups of sugar, 2/3 cup of evaporated milk, 1 cup of marshmallow cream, yummy, 1 cup of chunky peanut butter, yum, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. You're going to combine the sugar and milk, cook to a soft ball stage, remove from heat, and add marshmallow cream, peanut butter, and vanilla. Mix well and pour into a greased Pyrex dish to cool. So that one sounds super yummy too. I love marshmallow cream. So good. I love Rice Krispie bars too. Those are so yummy. So I'm going to repeat the ingredient list one more time for anybody that wants to write it down. 2 cups of sugar. By the way, this is the peanut butter fudge. 2 cups of sugar, 2/3 cup of evaporated milk, 1 cup of marshmallow cream, 1 cup of chunky peanut butter, 1 teaspoon of vanilla. You combine the sugar and milk, cook to a soft ball stage, remove from heat, and you add your marshmallow cream, peanut butter, and vanilla. You mix well and pour into a greased Pyrex dish to cool. I'm assuming you cool it just like you do the butterscotch one for 30 minutes till it's firm, right? Makes sense. Makes perfect sense. What are your guys' favorite desserts? I got a lot. Fudge is pretty good though. I really wish I had the chocolate one to share with you today, but I'll have to be on another episode where I kind of do some research on where it is, but it's super good. Now, there is another recipe on this page. This is the 60th anniversary radio station cookbook, and it does have another recipe on the page. It's another dessert that I guess I can share on this episode too. It won't be fudge though. It's cherry mash. It's kind of made the same way though, a little bit. Um, I don't really like cherry stuff. Some people might like cherry mash. I know that I mentioned before, she can't really have some of the stuff in it, but she just chowing down that cherry mash this year, and it was so cute. But it's not my thing. I don't like cherry flavored stuff. I don't even like cherry cough drops. So that's how extreme it is. I have to like find another flavor of cough drops. I don't like cherry flavor in anything, and I mean anything. But if you would like me to share that recipe too, we might as well in this episode. Um, I might change the name of the episode from we'll just say fudge and cherry mash. um, who else makes cherry mash for holidays? I'm sure a lot of people do. I can't wait to hear what you make for the holidays for your dessert. So, cherry mash, here we go. So you looks like you need a lot of ingredients. I really don't know. I've never made it, but we're going to read the ingredient list first. And then, like I did the others, I will read the instructions on how to cook it. And I think this will be the last recipe for this episode. So here's the ingredient list. 2 cups of sugar. This is for cherry mash. 2/3 cup of evaporated milk. 12 large marshmallows. Half a cup of oleo. A dash of salt. I really like it when recipes call for a dash of salt and a dash of this. Oh my goodness. Okay. So 11-ounce package of cherry chips, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1 12-ounce package of milk chocolate chips, 3/4 cup of peanut butter, half a cup of white peanuts chopped. White peanuts. Actually, there might be white peanuts, but I'm confused right now because I'm white peanuts. Anyway, so here's the ingredients. You cook the first 5 ingredients to a soft ball stage, which would be the sugar, the evaporated milk, the marshmallows, the oleo, and the salt. The dash. Remember the dash. So those are the 5 first ingredients that you get to a softball stage. Then you stir in the cherry chips and vanilla. You pour into a buttered 9 by 13-inch pan and let cool. You melt chocolate chips and peanut butter. Then you add your chopped white peanuts. Pour on top of cherry mixture. If you like, you can pour a small amount of chocolate mixture in bottom, then cherry mixture, and then the remaining chocolate mixture, whatever that means. So, I'm really thinking about this, like white peanuts. Yeah, I'll have to figure that out. So, white peanuts chopped. Anyway, so I'm going to read it one more time for people that want to write it down. So, 2 cups of sugar, 2/3 cup of evaporated milk, 12 large marshmallows, half a cup of Oleo, dash of salt, 11-ounce package of cherry chips, the whole package, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and 1 12-ounce package of milk chocolate chips, 3/4 cup of peanut butter, and a half a cup of white peanuts chopped. You cook the first 5 ingredients to a soft ball stage. You stir in the cherry chips and vanilla. Pour into a buttered 9 by 13-inch pan. You let cool. You melt chocolate chips and peanut butter and add chopped white peanuts. And you pour on top of the cherry mixture. So that is the 3 recipes for today's episode. And they do sound yummy, except for the cherry mash for me. I don't like cherries. But if I did, it sounds kind of good. Let me know about your thoughts on white peanuts. They must be like a different peanut. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy and I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm like, white peanuts. I'm still very stumped on that. I want to Google it now, but white peanuts, I didn't know there was such a thing. So, it sounds like most of these recipes have peanut butter in it, except for the butterscotch fudge. That is probably why she made the butterscotch a little bit more than I remember, because I didn't touch the butterscotch. I loved the peanut butter fudge, but I'm sure she made it because my brother didn't like peanut butter. So I'm sure she made both kinds because he can't be left out, right? You don't want one of your kids to be left out or your grandkids. But those are the recipes, and let me know what your favorite recipe was from today. I will share the email address at the end, and I can't wait for you to join the discussion. I love hearing your guys' thoughts and reactions to every episode. It makes me so happy to hear from you guys. And I can't wait to share more recipes with you. Now, I was thinking you can give me your input on this because we have an email address. I was thinking for the next episode, we will do a cool little casserole episode where one of the casseroles was one that I picked out to put in the 60th anniversary radio station cookbook. Because like I said in the first episode, she'd have all of us pick out a recipe that we liked or something that she made that we liked and put our name beside it. And then we would put, my mom would put daughter of her and I would put granddaughter of her. And we would put it in there and she would ask all the families to do it, even my dad and my brother and all the rest of the family. She would have my great grandmother do it. She has a couple ones in here. But if I do a casserole one next time, you will hear the one that I picked out. Now, I don't know what year this was made. Let me see if I can find out a year it was made to know how old I was when I picked it. But it just says 60th anniversary. So I don't know. It don't say a year. I found a year in here. I don't know if it's right, but it says right down here that it was December 2006. So I was like a freshman in high school, I think, because I graduated in 2009. Right? Yes, I was a freshman. I just did the math on it. I'm not good at math. So I was a freshman in high school when I picked out this casserole that I really like. And I would like to share it with you on the next episode, our casserole episode. I can't wait to show what I shared and what I put my name on this recipe. So that'll be the next episode. What do you guys think? I could do something else for the next episode too. It just all depends, but I'm thinking that it'd be really cool to read back on this and go, this is the one that I picked out. Sorry, you can hear me turning pages in the background. But I think it would really be cool to do that next. And my mom's is on here too. She picked something. It's not a casserole, but maybe I should just do the whole page since it like incorporates my family. And I'll just share what we well, it's not all us, I guess. This middle recipe is just a recipe with no name on it. But I can still share it. It's a casserole. So let me know your thoughts on the email address, but I can share my mom's and what I picked out. And they both look pretty good to me. My mom's is kind of like a dessert, kind of. But we can do the whole page if you would like. Sorry about me thumbling through the pages. I was just trying to find a year. And I found one. It said December 2006. I have no idea if that's correct, but I tried. So if that's true, I was a freshman in high school. Now, this 50th year one, I was probably in middle school then, because this is a 60th. I was probably even younger then on this other one. And I think every time there was one made, I picked a recipe, so it's kind of neat to read back on. And that's why I was inspired to do this podcast. All the family history that I can share. And it's just so cool to read back on these and find your name in here and find what you picked out when Grandma said, hey, you decide what recipe you like. And I think that's just so cool that she incorporated us in that. Like, she's like, hey, I want my family in this book too. And I want you guys to be involved. And that's just so sweet to think back on. Like, she wanted to show the way she loved her family and the way she loved being with her family. She loved us all so much. And it's just touching to me. And that was one of the main reasons why I'm here and why I'm sharing this content with you. I may not be perfect, but I'm trying to edit these podcast episodes as much as I can. I'm still learning every day. But every day I do these, I get more and more and more inspired of something I see in these old books or something that I think about with memories of these recipes that she would make. And it just makes me so happy. And I hope it makes you happy too. And I really loved this episode. Let's do a recap. We did butterscotch fudge, we did peanut butter fudge recipe, and we also did the cherry mash recipe. And they were all so good, and they looked so good. And if you want to try any of these recipes out, I would love to hear your stories about how you made them or what you made them for, or just hearing you say they were so good that you can't wait for the next episode, for the next recipe. I love hearing everybody's stories on this. And maybe you already have your own recipe that you make with certain things with this. Like if you have your own recipe of cherry mash or your own recipe of this and that, or the fudge. I love hearing it all. So I think that'll wrap it up for today. I will give you the email. The email is everydaylivingrecipeswithlove@gmail.com to continue this discussion so I can read all the thoughts and share them on every episode. And I can't wait to hear from everybody. This is so much fun. And I really enjoyed this episode. And I really hope that you guys love hearing all the wisdom that's shared on here with recipes anyway. I want to thank you so much for tuning in and joining me today on my third episode. Can't believe it's the third episode already. Like, I can't even believe it. So I'm in shock. So I hope everybody has a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time for the recipe of the day. Thank you so much. I love you all, and see you next time.